So we started collaborating together, Kinan and I, over 20 years ago. And we built this interesting language to figure out a way to contribute to each other's art form to create this language, which is basically modern day of storytelling. When we create this visual and sonic blend, we think we are kind of a continuation of what was happening in Syria many, many years ago, like the storytellers in the coffee shop. So when we have that, we are kind of contributing each other. Basically, I'm saying a sentence and Kinan continues a sentence, or he gives me 3 sentences, I continue 2. So that kind of form became our way of collaborating. And because that, this is our second big project with Kinan. First one was Epic of Gilgamesh, which is, I think, 2000, we created in 2003.
Yeah.
And when we figured out what's the best way to collaborate, of course, there was many challenges. What do? You interact with it like almost like writing a soundtrack for a film, or you'll be a background for a performance, like musical performance. So in our way, we decided, okay, he will give me a block, I'll put the next block on top, and he will do the same thing. And we create this wall, which is a fabric. It's been kind of created between us, woven between us. So I think until now, because I collaborate with so many others, ensembles and composers and players, and with Kinan is always unique because we have a history of language, history of culture. We kind of think similarly. So it made it very unique. So whenever I collaborate with other musicians, I feel how, I don't want to say difficult, it's challenging because, stage sharing and who's going to dictate what, and kind of it builds up this complication. So basically, you have to put the ego on the side to be able to contribute to something greater than you. So we are actually, both of us, we are outside of this piece, and the piece speaks for itself and tells the story of humanity. So when we think that way, I feel like we're succeeding.
Can I add to this, Mike? Because you mentioned the challenges. I mean, some of the funniest challenges I think we faced. There's like a deep friendship. Before we were collaborators, we were friends. We're dear friends. And within that and both of us are very stubborn when it comes to our artistic output. Like I know that Kevork knows exactly what he wants to say and how he wants to say it, and I think Kevork also knows, the tools I have and how I want to use my tools, and we're very we are strong-minded when it comes to how we want to do it. But I think that's where a challenge becomes actually a luxury, because there's a level of trust that is really impeccable. I know when I give a piece for Kevork, he can do whatever he wants to do with it. I have no problem. I know what the combining the languages and combining the tools and the friendship on top will create a sum that is much larger than the parts of it. And so it's a challenge where you let go, like Kevork said, putting your ego aside. But in the meantime, and when we had number of fights, I'm talking about the word fight in a most positive sense of the word, where you fight artistically because both care so much of how the final product is, but also we both enjoy the process to get there. Always for us, rehearsals are as fun, or maybe even more fun than the final performances.